the stop, along with Chris McCory. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Right, none of that. Right.
And we got another injured Wildcat down on the field.
Westlake is not giving up. They're running hard. They want to execute those plays. But the last 2 times when Westlake did run, it looked like the defense for Eastchester, they were playing their front man on the head of the offensive lineman. And what Eastchester wants to do is put that defensive man in the gap, forcing 2 men on the offensive line to block the 1 defensive lineman of Eastchester. This way you'll have a little bit more time, and the linebackers will have the room to come in and polish off and make a tackle.
That is Steve Cassell on the field. And he's going to get up and walk off under his own power. So maybe just the wind knocked out of him. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. And they'll get the clock rolling again. 2:26 to go. Weigel, play action towards the sidelines, incomplete. He's looking for Steve Buglione.
Right here, tries to give a little fake. There's the ball, a little bit high, right off his fingertips. Esposito in there on a tackle. There are fans at the game this afternoon, sitting in the shade.
3rd and 10. Pitch to Catalano. Brings it inside. Beautiful move. Now he's got some room to work. And Esposito makes the tackle at the 40-yard line, but there is another marker on the play. 16-yard run, and it is holding against holding against Westlake.
Here's the play. See if we can see the holding. Here's a nice cutback. He saw daylight. He took advantage of it. Now, a good switch. Good switching the ball away from the defender. Nice tackle by Esposito. You know, you make a good run like this. I mentioned it last week, and then you have a penalty, a holding penalty. Maybe that was why it was such a good run. I like to see these penalties when you run and you only pick up 1 or 2 yards, not when you pick up 15 or 20 yards.
That's a 10-yard penalty assessed after the run. So give Catalano credit for the 15-yard run and then the 10-yard penalty. $14 penalties assessed against Westlake in this ball game, a total of 130 yards in penalties. Clock still rolling, 1:42 left to go. Weigel throws it to Catalano, gives it back, and nothing doing. The Eagles finally ready for that play. Billy Sabatino, the first one to meet him. McCrory right behind him.
Billy Sabatino, a lean, mean human wrecking machine. Playing defensive end, putting on a charge, shedding blockers, making tackles all over the field. The Eagle defense is now penetrating.
So it will be 4th down, and Weigel will be forced to punt it away again. We'll send Ray down to the field, get set for our post-game show. Wildcats still trying to get all the players back out. So they got it. Weigel, end-over-end kick, and will come dead at the 33-yard line with 47 seconds left to go in the ball game. So the Eagles will pick up their first win of the year right here at Jarvis Bowl. Westlake's going to drop to 1-2 on the season and go to 1-1 in league play, while the Eagles will improve to 1-2 in League 7. Eastchester's already played Byram Hills. They lost to them the first week of the season. Westlake still has Byram Hills yet to go on the schedule. 1st and 10. And now Lawrence Esposito comes in as quarterback, number 7. Run the final few plays for Eastchester in this game. They go to Mickey Morgan, and Morgan goes down at the 35-yard line, pickup of 2 yards. As they're counting it down, 5 seconds left to go. And that's it. Eastchester has won their first of the year, defeating Westlake here this afternoon by a final of 20-6 and go to 1-2 on the year, while the Wildcats drop to 1-2 as well. In just a moment, Ray Karowski will be down on the field with the winning coach, John DiArco, and our Cable 3 player of the game when we wrap up this latest edition of the high school football game of the week in just a moment.
It started with a vision of the future. Cable television has come of age.
Say again, Mike. And
good morning, I'm Brian Nelson from CNN Center in Atlanta.
CNN, the world's most important network. Now cablecasting from the world's most advanced news gathering facility. The new studios at CNN Center. On UA Westchester Cable Channel 10.
This month, with Showtime's Top 10 exclusives, we guarantee you 10 movies, original series, and...
The ball game is in the books. The Eastchester Eagles have defeated the Westlake Wildcats for their first victory of the 1987 season. 20-6 was the final score. And right now, down on the field, we've got the winning coach, John DiArco, our player of the game, Butch Burrow, and they're with our coach, Ray Karowski.
Coach, congratulations. It was a good win. Do you think now that the team has the impetus to go on and have a good season?
Ray, I definitely think that's so. We needed a good, solid team victory, and thank God we got it today. It was a good team effort, well-balanced offensively. We bogged down a little in the second half, but we got that last touchdown and added a nice flavor to the victory.
You know, you talk about the second half. I thought defensively you played well. You know, you controlled them, but offensively you were a little slow, sluggish. What adjustments, if any, did you make at halftime, and did it happen the way you wanted it to?
Well, to be quite honest, we didn't make too many adjustments at halftime. We just tried to be a little more consistent with our offense. And again, we did bog down in the third quarter and even part of the fourth quarter. I have to credit the defense with really setting the table, so to speak. And the offense took advantage in the last quarter. But we just still are a little inconsistent. We haven't even reached our peak yet, but we're getting there.
Well, you certainly are by the way you played this afternoon. Butch, congratulations, most valuable player. Now you hit the big time. Nice haircut. I know you got it. Harry Milano gave it to you before the game. But you're not really, the first 2 games, you haven't played quarterback, and you're starting quarterback this game. Were you really extra pumped up, or you have a good week of practice? And tell us your feelings.
I felt that we had a really good week of practice. And I don't know, Coach decided to put me in, and Espo was working with me too. And, you know, I felt that our team had a really good practice.
You must have had a good practice also in passing. Now, Butch, we have a highlight clip of the game of the touchdown pass in the fourth quarter that you threw to Jimmy Handel. What was the play and why did it work?
Well, it was a 36 pass, and I rolled out, and then I stopped, and I saw Jimmy open. He had 2 guys open, but he passed him, so I just threw the ball to him. He was just there. You know, I give a lot of credit to our blocking that was there today, and, you know, a lot of credit to Jimmy for catching it in between 2 players.
I'll tell you, threw the ball good location. Did it remind you a little bit about pitching, all-section pitcher?
Well, that's where I basically get all my throwing from, is from pitching, you know. But, you know, football, it's just the way it is, you know.
You did a great job. Congratulations, and good luck for the next games coming up. Coach, one last question. I want to straighten and clear the air on one thing that's been happening now throughout the week. Now, the people may not know this, but a lot of things have been happening and said to me. But at practice on Tuesday, you went into a little tirade with the team and said that you're a winner, you're tired of losing, the guys are playing like losers, I'm sick of it, I'm tired, this is my last year. Now, is there any merit behind this, or have you just said this out of frustration because of the first 2 losses?
I just said it to get under your skin. And I'm absolutely, definitely, will be back next year. We've had a dark cloud over our team. Last week coming home from Rockland County, our brakes went on Old Army Road. Unfortunately, yesterday I demolished a brand new Monte Carlo. And, you know, when you coach, it's like being an actor on stage. You have to come up with different things, different gimmicks for motivation. And I just did that a little bit to get under your skin and a little bit to get the team nervous. And they performed because they knew if we didn't win today, you'd be back.
John, you know that's not true, because I just signed a 3-year contract with Cable 3 for $50 a game, and that's $2 more an hour than you make, you know, coaching football every day. John, before I get back up to you, the people this afternoon have seen Eastchester win the first game of the season. They are going to go on. This is going to give them the impetus, and they're going to have a great year, and Coach DiArco will be coaching for many, many years, and he'll be here to get his gold watch. John, up to you.
All right, I'll tell you something. If DiArco is an actor, then today he wins the Academy Award. An impressive performance by the Eastchester Eagles in winning their first game of the season, 20-6 over Westlake. Let's take a look at the final numbers put up by the schools. Westlake rushed for 175 yards. It was Steve Casale leading the way for the Wildcats, finishing up the day with 67 total yards rushing. But remember, they lost J.P. McGinnity, who was thrown out of the ball game for a little extracurricular activity back in the first half. The Eagles rushed for 180 yards. Their leading rusher in the ball game, Gabelli, who finished up with 70 yards. The passing, 3 of 9 for 33, 3 of 5 for 50 for the Eagles, and Eastchester out totals Westlake 230 yards to 208. Each team came up with 8 first downs, only 1 turnover back in the first quarter when Eastchester came up with an interception, and the time of possession 8 minutes in favor of the Eastchester Eagles. And again, Eastchester with their first victory of the year. Touchdowns by McGinnity for Westlake, a 49-yard run. Burrows, a 6-yard run in the second quarter. Gabelli on a 2-yard run or a 2-yard run in the second quarter. And then the highlight that you saw, Burrow to handle a 13-yard pass, 3:36 left in the fourth. And that was all she wrote. So that's going to do it for this latest edition of the high school football game of the week. We remind you, next up on the schedule here on Cable 3, we'll have a League 9 meeting when the Rhinebeck Panthers take on the Tuckahoe Tigers over at Tuckahoe High School. And you'll be able to see that game Saturday at 8, Sunday at 10, and then Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Once again, the final here at Jarvis Bowl on the campus of Eastchester High School. The Eagles, a winner over Westlake by a final of 20-6. And this latest